Good morning, everybody. Roberto Monaco here with the Chiro Speaking Company, the Chiro Speaking Club. Today, I have my brother, Dr. Billy DeMoss. What's up, buddy?
Oh, man, everything good. The world's beautiful. And I love you, brother. You know that.
I love you, bro. You know that. I don't think how I'm going to introduce you, bro. Life changer, influencer, the guy who puts the most amazing ever event. Man, when I say that, I'm not bragging. Dude, my events are killer, but there is public speaking presentation events.
Yeah,
but
but it's
your
different.
event,
It's different. Yeah.
your event is like, it's truly an experience, you know?
Right. And this year's going to be even bigger experience. It's going to be full Woodstock, dude. So it's going to be.
If you've never been to Cal Jam, the listeners, make sure you go. And it's crazy. I do talk to a lot of people, and I have met a lot of Chiros who never been. I'm like, and I was like, is that a joke? Is that you're setting up? Or he goes, no, I haven't. And I'm like, why you never been? It's like, I'm not Chiro, been to 4. Why you, you know? Anyway, so look, just go. Don't even think go because it's a true experience. But today, so Billy DeMoss is a big time influencer leader that I follow. He has, you know, you can check him on YouTube, on Facebook, on your practice in Newport Beach, which is one of the most beautiful practices ever. I know we always have Chiros there coming in. And what I love about Billy, I think my favorite thing, right? My favorite thing about, there's 2 actually. No, there's 3. So one is his level of congruency, how congruent you are, bud. Yeah. You know, with your whole message, everything he talks and preaches, because sometimes it's easy to talk about it, record a video, doing a talk if you're a speaker, and then do something different. And you were so congruent hanging out with you.
It's easier that way.
Not being congruent, right?
No, it's easier to be congruent. I mean, I don't like to cover my tracks. You know, I am who I am, and not everybody's going to like you. A lot of people do. That's what makes the difference. So, and
that's the first thing, congruency. The second thing is that how can I say that elegantly? You don't give a damn. I was going to say the S word, but man, you have a slide in your presentation when you say, man, I'm too old to give a damn. Maybe you can say
Right. I mean, it's just like, you know, I'm comfortable with who I am now, and I don't really need people's approval anymore. I mean, it's too hard to be somebody that you're not. And, you know, not everybody's going to like you. I've learned that a long time ago. And that's why I feel comfortable with who I'm with, right? Or who I'm at, or I'm with me. So yeah, who I'm with. So I'm with me every day.
You are with you.
Yeah.
And congruency, being yourself, being authentic. The third thing, you have fun. And
I love it.
And what's the themes that I love about it is because, man, when you, for example, Cal Jam, I see you playing guitar in AC/DC. And I grew up with AC/DC. I really grew up.
Oh, you did.
I have
the picture of you with that AC/DC shirt on.
I have an AC/DC shirt, that picture.
Your hair's under your butt.
I grew up, and when I see you, man, singing, and I'm like, and doing old school Bon Scott, I'm like, man, this guy having more fun than the 3,000 people who are watching him having fun, you know?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. I mean, if it ain't fun, I don't do it. That's another one of my mottos, you know? Work hard, play harder.
So welcome Billy DeMoss to a little interview here. And today I want to talk about video, because I feel like I've been doing video marketing since 2009 when I left Tony Robbins. And there has been 10 years now doing video, all kinds of videos. And I know video has been a big part of your journey as well. So for our audience here, I know some people heard about video, some people, they start video and then they stop. Some of them are a little consistent, but they're not creative. So tell us your journey using video marketing to communicate your message.
Okay, I mean, I never really had this like flash where I needed to use video to promote myself. Again, it was part of a whole evolution of who I am. But we used to run these meetings called Dead Chiropractic Society up until last year.
Yeah.
Just because I want. And we had Mark Victor Hansen come speak here because he's a local Newport Beach guy where I'm at.
Yeah.
And he came over and we were doing an interview with him beforehand, and he said, "Have you guys got into YouTube?" And I didn't even have any idea what YouTube was. I go, "YouTube? What is YouTube?" And he said, "It's the most amazing marketing tool that's available to you." And then I had my video guy there with me at the time, because he was videotaping it, and he goes, "We should start doing this thing called the weekly buzz." So I started, and I was very religious about doing the weekly buzz, and I would go to the beach and go through my rituals at the beach. And I mean, these things were, I had no idea that they would get as much attention and as much draw as they did. And then we did chiropractic cribs, and we went through the office, and we kind of mirrored a lot of like MTV stuff, and we were just having fun doing it. But people really dug that stuff. And then I got a little bit more edgy, trying to push the things with the whole medical mafia and anti-vaccine stuff. And I use it. I mean, we're shooting videos in here. I've shot a video of our new patient of the week or month yesterday. I mean, I have a full-time video crew. We have a whole office in our office. Like you said, we have a 5,000 square foot office. We have an office that's just dedicated to video production and producing all this stuff. We have green screens. We have different walls to give. Like I love the white. Yep. That's so clean behind you. Yep. So all these different things that we've kind of just I want to say haphazardly, but just part of our evolution with what we're doing to try to communicate to the world the chiropractic story, because I don't think enough people understand chiropractic, and that was really my vision with what I do. So every week we do workshops. We videotape the workshops. We put those on Facebook Live. So it's a continual. So the thing that's so cool is when people come to you from the internet, they already know you, dude. They're already. It's not like I'm even trying to sell them. They want to be your patient. They want what you got, you know. And that's the other thing, like you said, is walking the talk. It's like I'm not getting up there and talking about nutrition and health, and I'm looking like I'm out of shape. I like yesterday. Guess what we shot yesterday? We were on the beach and we shot some video for. I've got this thing. It's the CalJam Network, where people can watch all the. And not enough people know about this either. But we shot a workout video. I mean, so I basically do a beach workout where you're getting grounded and you don't have to go to a gym to do it. And we specifically did an ab workout yesterday, only because I had a guy that's a patient of mine that is a trainer, and now he's going to Life University. He's back home from school, and I wanted him to teach me all the ab stuff. So it was a way for me to go to the beach, learn how to do it, and at the same time teach everybody else to do it. But then I've got a record of how to do the exercises that I wanted to learn myself. So
because I saw when I got into chiropractic 6 years ago, your name came up so many times. Have you talked to Bill DeMoss? You're like, no. Have you talked to Bill DeMoss? No. And the first thing I went online and I started doing some creeping on you. You know, who's this Bill DeMoss guy? And I saw a couple of videos, man. You were so edgy. I'm like, man, I like this guy, you know, AC/DC rocker. And it's funny because that was the image, the brand you communicated. And then now, fast forward 6 years later, you know, it's the same person. So I love that. So do you have a creative mind? Like, let's say you're surfing and then you have an idea. You go, I'm gonna shot a video about that. Or how's your process of like uncovering ideas? You know.
Great question. I'm of the full-on 100% night owl, dude. And I like when I get off work, I get into that creative space almost every night, whether it's me playing guitar or just visualizing or reading books. And then I just start. I swear to God, I come up with my best stuff between midnight and 1 o'clock. I mean, that's not what everybody should do. I know that, but that's where my brain works the best. And I sometimes will get up out of bed and go down and write stuff down because I have to get out of bed to do it. Mm-hmm. And I'm not usually ready to go to bed till 1 o'clock in the morning. Like last night, I went to bed at 1 and I got up at 8 today. I just got my 7 hours of sleep and I'm ready to go. But that's when my creative space is between 12 and 1. And again, whenever we're as a band practicing for CalJam, we're always playing at night. We don't play during the day. We don't get started till 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and we don't get done till 12 or 1. So that's my time. You know, people have got all these different kind of things where they get into meditative states, and I do that at lunchtime. For me, I do that to help kind of just get rid of some of the shit that's in my head. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've got rituals, and those are part of my rituals.
I love that. What is one of your favorite videos that you recorded that you like, that you love it? Do you have one in mind?
God, we've done so many. It goes back to, I mean, I like to look at the old stuff that we did. And like one of the first buzzes I did on the beach was, I had that big ugly ass freaking goatee and And I was just on the beach going through my rituals, eating grapefruits and running in the sand and surfing. I mean, that's just the early phases of it. But I don't know about you, but I don't really like to watch myself on video very much. Do you ever feel that way?
I used to hate when I watch myself in the beginning. I'm like, man, I don't have the accent. That was my conversation. I'm like, man, that accent sucks. I mean, for real. And I'm like, Roberto, you do have that accent. And
yeah, I mean, I still to this day I don't like watch myself on video. So I guess I'm my own worst critic, And I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't like my videos too, but that's okay.
So let's talk about something I think you're known for too, because you're very polemic. I'm working on a training on charisma on camera. How to have charisma. Charisma is the power, the energy to attract people and to influence people in a good way. Now, some people use charisma for the bad or for good, or for the bad, or use charisma for the good. Now, you're very charismatic, build up a following, but you take a lot of hits too, A lot of people.
Yeah, I don't see the hits. That's the good thing. I mean, every once in a while I get them, and I really actually love the hits, but I don't see them because people say that to me all the time. Dude, you're taking all these hits. I'm not on social media. I don't have a phone, so I'm not.
No, but dude, you're not clean, dude. Every day you're showing up on my feed. You are on social media. I know you don't have a phone.
But what I do is I post. It's not like I sit there and look through everybody's comments all the time. And on my post, I don't get the negative comments. I don't think people have the balls to go, say stuff on my post. I don't know what it is, but I don't see it.
Okay. So what were some of the ideas that you feel, some tips or some strategies or some ideas, overall philosophy for those people out there who want to take their video marketing to the next level? Because I've been to your office, man. And by the way, for chiropractor here, if you want to see like an amazing office, a chiropractic office, like beautiful, clean, with nice art.
Right.
Man, nice art. You go pee in the bathroom. There's like this huge. I hope it's still there. There's like copy of the journals of chiropractic, old school. Remember that?
Right, the newspapers.
The newspapers. This is amazing. Like if you're a patient, use the bathroom and start reading. I'm like, man, it's amazing. So I highly encourage you guys.
We even have video in the office. We've got the our whatever it is, the Chiro TV in the office, in the bathroom. So if they're in there sitting down to take a dump, they can watch stuff on there too. And again, I got that idea from just going into, like, you go into a sports bar, they always got that sports page up, and I go, well, let's put a chiropractic newspaper up there.
Because a lot of people see on the social media and Cow Jam, and I don't know if the doctors know, but and Billy DeMoss is a full-time chiropractor, right? He practices, has patients, and he's doing the work. So his office, I really encourage you. And you have a video studio. We record a couple of videos when I went there in your office too. So what are some tips that you want to share, some ideas on video to both attract and retain more patients? Tell me something that maybe you do in your office, things that you learn.
All right. Well, number one, and I was kind of blown away at this at first. Not really, but I was. I just did a talk in Minnesota a couple of weeks ago, and I asked the question, and I used to ask this a lot more before, and I'm going to start asking it again, is how many people are actually doing a doctor's orientation for their people? And I was blown away that maybe only 20% of the people in there.
Done.
So you know, and I know the best way to build your practice is by speaking. And if you're not even speaking to your patients, you're freaking blowing it. It not only helps you build a tribe and a camaraderie and a community within your practice, but it really gets you to teach them the ADI, above, down, inside out principles that chiropractic's based on. And again, it's another way to really bring more new people into your practice. It's like, it's free, bro. Why would you not do this? And again, it comes down to, I think, for some people don't like to speak, or they have a fear of it, or I think the biggest reason is people are just lazy. And I've never been lazy. I'm a full 100% workaholic because it's not work to me. I have a passion and love for what I do. I mean, I literally love that's why I don't understand chiropractors that retire. I don't get it because I was on vacation for a week. It was great, but I was ready to get back in the trench and, hang out with my peeps and tell the story. And I've got a corporate talk in another hour here.
Nice.
That I'm going to go You know,
Nice.
that's what I do. And I'm here with you right now. And then I'm going to be back in practice at 3:00. It's just, and then I'm leaving for Minnesota again tomorrow to speak with Brad's gig. And, you know, it's just like, I'm on fire because the world needs to be changed. And so once you understand that we've got this huge mission as chiropractors to literally save this planet for York, like for Sophia and all these kids that are going to grow up in a world, what kind of world are they going to grow up in? What kind of world are they going to have to raise their families in? And when you take you out of the picture and you really do these things because you're really concerned about the direction of the planet, and in my opinion, there's no other profession other than chiropractic that has the potential to change the world. Now, the other profession that has the potential too is music, because that's why I brought music into California Jam, is because it brings that right brain, which helps kind of like interconnect the right and left brain, because a lot of the things I talk about are left brain, but get the music is one of those things. And the thing I love about music is you can't censor music. I mean, I'm very highly censored in social media now just because of my stance on vaccines and my anti-drug and anti-medical stance. And again, I understand medicine's necessary, but it's not necessary for health. It's necessary in a crisis. So again, I get me out of the way. I'm doing this for the greater good of the planet. And I understand the direction where we're headed. And again, I feel the only profession other than music that can change this and rock and roll is the chiropractic profession, because if you live a chiropractic lifestyle, you're living congruent to the capacity for us to have a planet that's sustainable and that can carry on for future generations. So
I love that, buddy. Yeah, I was just talking to a doctor, and sometimes, like today, this morning, before a call, and I ask, "Are you doing?" I want to. A lot of times, people cruise, then eventually get stuff like, "Oh, now I'm gonna speak." I'm like, "Why am I speaking before?" Like,
right.
so you don't value what you do? You don't have the passion? It's hard to, without judgment, right? And my first question is, "Are you doing a patient orientation class?" It goes, "No," and I would say out of 10 people, doctors that I ask, I would say 2 do it. I mean, that's
It blows my mind. I've been doing orientations since the very beginning. And let me tell you what, when I first started, I was friggin' horrible. Now, let me give you a pat on the back. Let me throw you a bone, as I say. There is nobody better in our profession. And that's why every year before Cal Jam, I hook up with you. Yep. And you help me so much, dude. And the thing is that you're still good with me about it. And again, I've got my weaknesses and I've got my strengths, right? We all do.
We all do.
So you are really good about helping me with just the structure and the overall vision. And then once I get it put together and we get it together and we got a pretty good outline, I do it and then I send it to you and you tell me this needs work. Those things are totally invaluable because I love having that third party. And that's what we just got done doing right here. I mean, I didn't call you because I'm putting together my talk for focus. And I sat here with my team and I go through, this is kind of like my ideas, is where I want to go. And then they help me kind of structure and put it together. And I use your outlines and all that stuff is so amazing because before I just used to go in with the full like shotgun, 4th of July fireworks show. And there was no cohesiveness to us or no call to action. And we've got all that now. And I want to attribute all that success as far as my speaking, which is you've raised it to the next level. And I want to thank you.
I appreciate that. Thanks so much. It means a lot.
And I refer people to you all the time.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So let's talk about the big event, Cal Jam. Why the theme? What's coming up in the pipeline? How you come up with the themes? Every year you have a theme. And talk to me about Cal Jam next year. What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, the themes just make it fun, and because people will dress up accordingly, So last year, which wasn't my favorite theme, but actually I learned to love it, was the punk rock theme. We've done the love theme with kind of a Beatles thing. We've done the Truth Tour. We've always had a different theme. We had the DCS experience. That's when it used to be partly the Dead Chiropractic Society. But this year we have the Peace, Love, music and chiropractic theme. It's all about Woodstock. We're going to get into the music from Woodstock. We're going to go back and do some The Who. We're going to do some Jefferson Airplane. We're going to go real psychedelic this year, which is really like my genre of music that I really like. Get into Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, all that stuff. And then what we do is we produce the most amazing background videos to complement the music, which also helps spin the message and the words. So we're using multimedia to really not only engage our audience, but at the same time stimulate their brains and motivate them to do more in their lives. And then we have the most amazing speakers. I just got David Wolf lined up yesterday, who's one of my favorite speakers. We've got Tony Bark coming this year to speak about psychedelic mushrooms and its use for microdosing and also helping people with PTSD and terminal cancer and all these different things. And again, I learned about, I bumped into her. I was speaking at Truth About Cancer, Ty Bollinger's gig, and I had dinner with her, and I asked her what she was doing, and she was basically treating all these people with PTSD with, psilocybin and mushrooms. And I was like, really? And then I read the book, How to Change Your Mind by Michael Pollan. So I want to introduce things into people that usually might be controversial or people have certain stigmas about. I've got two girls that are endocannabinologists that was speaking on the endocannabinoid systems and the validity of medical marijuana. Again, some people aren't going to agree with it. I don't really care. It kind of fits the theme with Woodstock.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah. So again, I'd like to tie all this together and just give stuff. I mean, people say that all the time. Well, they don't talk about chiropractic. Well, again, I never wanted to be the all chiropractic guy. I wanted to be more eclectic because my vision is to grow this thing to a bigger arena and attract the general public. So I've really worked with my speakers to try to get them to not only be something that chiropractors want to listen to, but also have the general public. And again, we have 500 people from the general public. We turn a lot of people on to chiropractic who've never been to chiropractic. And one of my big goals and missions is to turn more people into chiropractic that want to go to chiropractic school. Yeah. And that's why I work with Life University. They're one of our sponsors, and we literally send boatloads of new people to college there that want to entertain a career in chiropractic. So because
when's the event? People want to buy tickets. When is the event? Where do they go to buy tickets?
Okay, so the event is going to be on Valentine's Day next year. So the gala, which will be done we do have a black tie gala where we all dress up and act like adults, and it's in a very exquisite dining experience. It's $150 a plate. And I used to think that was kind of expensive, but then I went out and had sushi the other night, and it was $125 a plate, and I wasn't even drinking. It's also sponsored by Dry Farms Wine, so we've got organic wine at it. It's like you will never have a better dining experience. All the food is either grass-fed. We have wild-caught fish. Everything is organic. I mean, we go to the nth degree. Like you said, I'm not going to sit there and serve shit food if that's not the way I eat. So everything is congruent. And then we have an after party. Last year we had an after party. We literally raised $500,000, $500,000 for Robert F. Kennedy's Children's Health Defense Fund. So again, you can talk shit about me all you want, but the thing is we're moving and we're shaking and we're getting stuff done. I'm not even sure who's going to be the sponsor this year because I'm still working on a speaker list, but it's going to be February 14th, 15th, and 16th. We also have X-ray certification on Sunday.
Yep.
They go to caljam.org to get tickets. You can check out our website. Our website's just exactly like us, kind of zany. It's also got a little bit of
So here's my experience. I've been to Cal Jam 4 times. And
you spoke how many times?
Yeah,
twice, right?
Yeah. Okay. But I just want to talk about from a viewer, from a participant, So Katie, my wife, we went to Cal Jam. She absolutely loved it.
She probably wanted to know why you were taking her to an event at the beginning, right?
It's like I'll tell you this is there's no, and I came from Tony Robbins' camp who does 15,000 person event, which is amazing too. But I'm telling you, there's no event like Cal Jam. Cal Jam is not an event and you sit down and you learn. Right. You don't learn, you experience stuff because you have, 2-3 speakers, you have the band, and you look around and you have 4,000 people dancing. It's 10 in the morning. You're like, man, it's 10 a.m. People are dancing YouTube or Coldplay or something, Right. And then you're like, and then you get into it, and the days flies, and then the breaks, people a lot. I mean, if you don't love and hugs, don't go.
Right.
Right? Because a very loving, supporting vibe, very unique vendors. I've been to Gala 2-3 times. Amazing, super fun. Everybody dress up, and the after party, the 80s party is amazing, and people get loose a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
They have a little fun.
Really? Not a little bit, a lot.
So I'll tell you, and there's a lot of people that I'm like you. I'm hitting the events and the chiropractic events, and I talk to a lot of people. A lot of people have not been. So it's a must go. I mean, truly must go event.
I like to think it's kind of like the Super Bowl, dude. I mean, everybody gets excited about the Super Bowl, and that's what I kind of call the Super Bowl. And I don't want to say Super Bowl at chiropractic, but it's Super Bowl is really a mission to change the planet for the right direction by teaching people ADIO, above, down, inside out, and living congruent to what you say, walk your talk, and all that stuff. So it kind of like, a lot of chiropractors come up and thank me for the fact that, you know, I motivated them to change their diet. I mean, I know that's not chiropractic, but part of being a chiropractor is you should look healthy. You should.
Dude, I remember a story. I remember a story. I think for the last talk we work on, you had a chiropractic doctor sitting in the audience, heard you speak, and he went to his hotel room and he was taking drugs, whatever, painkillers, and he threw away, changed his life. Remember?
Yep.
It was like super powerful story. So, buddy, love you. I appreciate you.
I love you, man. I appreciate it.
Powjam.org.
Right.
Make sure you go February 12th, 13th, 14th.
No. 14th, 15th, and 16th.
Okay, I'm sorry. 14, 15, 16.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Don't forget that day. You got to take care of food. And you got a little Valentine, Sophia, too.
Yeah, and Baby Phoenix coming up August 31st.
I was just going to ask you.
Número dos. Yep. Yeah, super stoked.
Congratulations on that. And you live a chiropractic lifestyle.
Yeah, we do.
Probably more so than most chiropractors do.
Yeah, we do.
I'm proud of you.
Life-changing for our family. That's why I do what I do, man. Super grateful for everybody who taught us the principle. I mean, the whole vaccine stuff that we made our personal choice. Katie learned a Powjam.
Right.
No, truly. Right?
Uh-huh.
And now, and because we went to the event and you learn, now we have the most connected little baby ever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Imagine if you didn't go and didn't learn that stuff. So
right. And the thing is, I mean, I don't want to toot our own horn, but you'll go to a lot of chiropractic conventions and they don't even feel that vaccine something that chiropractors should talk about. But the thing is, if it's not us going to talk about it, who else is going to talk about it? I mean, because again, if you're into ADIO, you understand that outside in is against your philosophy, and you should teach people that. And again, I think a lot of people are just afraid to talk about it because it alienates a lot of people. And I'm not afraid to talk about it because, again, I don't care what people think. Because if I'm coming from the heart and I'm really trying to save these kids, I think it's actually a betrayal if you don't teach vaccines, because you're looking out for your own self, and you're not really coming from outside of you to really direct the future generations of this planet, which are
I remember you, and I'm sure a lot of chiros have that, where I remember a story that you told me specifically, man. I was in tears, where you had a mom coming to your office with a vaccine injured kid, you know, and like probably more than one by now. And that, man, if you're a doctor and you don't talk, this is my personal opinion. That's my personal opinion. If you don't, and you understand chiropractic laws, and you don't talk about it, you don't educate your patients, and you allow that stuff happens, you know, man,
you're a sellout.
Yeah. So
my opinion, you're a friggin' sellout. Yeah. Because a lot of times people don't want to talk about it because they don't want to alienate people in their practice. I don't care. My goal is to save these children at any expense. I mean, if you can save a kid from becoming autistic or going through SIDS or all the other negative side effects that these kids are being damaged through vaccines, you're just a friggin' sellout. It's about you, and it's not about them anymore. And the reason I've been so successful in practice is because I do it for them. I do it for the world that's out there. It's not about me. I don't need the money. I do this because I friggin' love it, you know, and nothing's going to stop me Nothing will ever stop me, because I love people, I love children, and I want this world to be a better place for you, for your children, and for your great grandkids. Man, we got to really start to step up to the plate, and that's where I'm really pushing right now with Cal Jam. And so when we start working on my talk for 2020, you can help me out there, bro.
I will, for sure. Brother, I love you, bro. Big heart to you. Love you so much. Much love to you. And go crush in your talk today. I know you're going to.
I will, baby.
I know you will, baby. I know you will. Light them up, buddy. Much love to you. Go to caljam.org for your tickets for next year. Much love, amigo.
And there's nothing more fun than speaking, is there?
That's my favorite thing, man. My second favorite thing.
Yeah. Rock and roll, bro.
Rock and roll. Bye-bye. Peace.